welcome to the TacMobility podcast. I am very excited because today, this is a whole new studio setup. I'm very, very pumped about it because not only is that new, I haven't done an episode with this man
in a while,
in a super long time. And
I think the townhouse.
So today on the pod, we have my fiancé.
Daddy fiance.
That's just for us. We have daddy fiance. We have Josh Auer, which that is a little news update. Very excited about it. We got engaged.
Oh yeah.
Freaking finally. After 7 years together, we have made it official. And we wanted to do, I really wanted to have him on here so we could talk about some relationship stuff. Relationships within law enforcement, I think, it can be
tricky at times for sure.
It can be really tricky. And so we wanted to tackle some Google questions. I've been able to see on the back end of like with website design, you can look up what people are Googling and with certain topics. And so I found a lot of different things that people are Googling when it comes to law enforcement relationships. So I've pulled those questions and we're going to talk about it from our perspective. We in no way, shape, or form are professional therapists. We don't know.
Or relationshipists.
We're not relationship experts.
It's just our perspective on things.
This
our
is
feelings, our mindset, and what's worked for us so far.
Mm-hmm. And we've got, we have some pretty like unique perspectives. I think we kind of approach our relationship a little bit differently than definitely our past relatiple.
Oh yeah. Lots of experience.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to bring
not in that realm, not like lots of experience in relationships, but just a couple relationships.
So we're going to talk about,
whoa, easy.
We're going to be talking, so we're going to talk about relationships. And then I did ask the community, I was like, what kind of questions do you guys have? And I got a few of them. So before we get into those topics that are Googled from the cops, let's get into what the TacMobility community says that they want to know about.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What you guys want to know?
This one was very, very specific. Okay. She says, he works from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. I work 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. We get the kids to school at 7:35. Our relationship exists between 9:35 a.m. and 9 a.m. when I straight pass out. We sleep 2 to 3 hours, then deal with life. He leaves for work. I get the kids from school, handle them in dinner, showers, and leave for work. Quality time while exhausted and weird hours. And this is just the season of our lives right now. How do we make it count?
I'm trying to like math the math.
Bro.
I'm trying to put like a little like schedule in my head or I don't know, something physical in my head to see like how that lines up, like a little graph.
First of all, the first thing that comes to mind in my brain is like, that's a lot.
For sure.
Like a sleep deprivation.
The person who gets home at 2 is waking up at 7 to like help and hang out and take lead on things. So the person that's just getting home can go to bed. That's tough.
I mean, I feel like
go ahead. Sorry.
Compassion, it feels like it is in order here. I think letting yourselves off the hook, if this is the season that you're in, I would say make sure that you're treating it as a season and you're figuring out ways that you can alleviate some of these circumstances, because from my perspective, that's going to be really hard to do for a long time and have enough time for not only yourself, but for your relationship for sure.
Yeah. And the thing that comes to my mind is that relationship almost seems like it's long distance without being long distance because they don't see each other a whole lot. There's lots of in passing. So I think what worked out so well for us was we always had something on the calendar, something always to look forward to, right? If they're both in law enforcement, clearly they're making or banking PTO or annual leave or something like that.
I don't know that everybody knows that we were long distance.
Oh, yeah. Well, we were long distance for 6 years. I lived in Las Vegas. She lived in Arizona. So what we would do is we'd always try to schedule out 3 trips in advance, somewhere around there, at least a month of trips ahead of time. So that way we always had something to look forward to, and it wasn't like, well, what's going to happen next? What are we doing?
Yeah.
I think that happened one time. We didn't have anything scheduled, and we're like, whoa.
Yeah, I think we went 3 weeks. Like we were going probably when we first met, maybe like once a month we were seeing each other. And then it was 3 weeks. And then it was 2 weeks. And then it was like just as much as we could. But
yeah, 2 weeks was pretty consistent.
Yeah.
But in that person's instance, I think if they got on a schedule of both taking this day off to spend quality time with each other, now we have something to look forward to where we can just grind through this time like we've been doing, but now we get a little treat.
I feel like that is such a great idea because they're trying to fit it into like the time that they sleep. Yes, I really love that because it would feel like a little mini vacation. Mm-hmm. You can put more time and energy into it. You can try to be rested for it. You can decide if it's going to be, something chill where you go for a hike, or if it's going to be a fancy day date that you guys get to go to while the kids are in school. I feel like that's a really sweet idea.
Well, I just like think of my perspective of getting off of graveyard on like my Friday, 8:00 in the morning. I'm home by 8:40, 9 o'clock. What do I want to do? Nothing. Like, you want to go have a date at 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I have to be enthusiastic about it. Like, I can barely see straight.
We're going to bed, dude. We're not staying up. That is literally no.
I've slept 12 hours in the last 4 days. Nah, like I need to recuperate.
I mean, so what does that feel like on your part? This doesn't say what his job is, so I don't know if he's also a cop.
I see.
Yeah, I'm not sure what husband's profession is here, but she's coming from this cop perspective. And she also has this, as the woman, I think both genders, there's this perception or like this belief that we have of what it means to fulfill our role. Mm-hmm. As a woman, what kinds of things, I'm curious, are in her mind about like, I've got to be sexy. I've got to be, I've got to, keep the spice alive. Like,
yeah, when you're tired, at least when I'm tired, I have a hard time being sexy when I'm tired.
That is not true. What are you talking about? The other day, I'm like, how are you you've slept for 4 hours. What are you doing? I'm going to start my period. So like, I could do without it, but he's just like ready to go. So, but from her perspective, right. And also like her cycles and like, there's so many things. So all in all, I would say that's a really great idea is using your PTO and being intentional about your dates and not putting the pressure on yourself to try to every day fit something in, because then, how are you going to feel? Are you going to feel guilty if the day arrives and you feel like you didn't spend quality time? And I think that quality time, like in our relationship, one thing that I like that we do is we always make sure to ask each other about our day. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that, when I have like all of these things going in my mind and I have to try to like stop thinking about that thing and focus in on you, it feels like I'm trying to be intentional, even though I'm thinking of like 17 other things that are going on. I can see that you're excited about sharing something with me. And I like it when you look at me like that, when I have something going on. And sometimes I'm reminding myself of that, of like, no, stay present. And I feel like you can create a lot of intimate moments where, it's not about sex and it's not about dating. It's just about like seeing each other.
Yeah. just enjoying each other's stories and experiences. And I mean, I think this applies to all relationships, but like you can't stop dating.
Yeah.
And whatever that dating looks like, whether it's a restaurant or remember when we bought like the date book where it's like the adventure date book and you scratch a little thing off and it tells you like, oh, hey. And like one of them was we go pick up candles and we go into a park. Oh,
that's right. That was so random.
And we got like these candles in the truck and we're lighting them and like saying wish things and you smell them. So like now like your wish, your affirmation is like bonded with a smell.
Which I don't remember that smell at all. I don't. Anyways.
But we remember the moment and it was just something else that we've never done before and just got to spend quality alone time together, you know, in the middle of a farm field.
That was really sweet.
Thankfully, no other officer drove by like, what are these people doing?
I think that like the making it count thing, being really present, and maybe, you know, there was one thing that we did for a little while and then I had to like put the reins on it. I remember watching this podcast where this woman was saying that every night her and her husband make out for 2 minutes and it doesn't have to lead to sex. We tried that. You didn't get the last part of it. It was like, it doesn't lead to sex. It's just intimacy building. You're like, hey.
I mean.
But even like things like that, or like just being really present and reminding each other that like one thing that he's been saying a lot more recently is like, we'll text each other and he'll say like, we're a team, you know, like hashtag team. When it's something where like he's doing something or I'm doing something, like just reminding each other that we're on the same team. And the relationship, I remember hearing this on a podcast where this woman was like, marriage and like relationships aren't hard. Like life is hard. This is the fun part where you get to do it with your best friend. And I think if you can stay tethered to that, it allows you to, you know, not take things as personally when they happen, you know, when life happens and especially when you're in a season that's this hard. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Being a female officer, this woman says she wants to talk about this. Being a female officer, what we go through at work, coming home and still having to be mom and wives, and the lack of support from our spouse. It's never talked about. I'm not a female cop, so I can't speak to that. I can speak to being a woman and working and still having that pressure.
Yeah.
So we had a moment. Gonna start my period. Okay, like this is real, and I'm just telling him the 45 things that are going through my mind about like chores that are stacking up, and things are really chaotic at work right now. There's a lot happening.
Yeah.
And just feeling like, how am I going to get it all done? Like I'm the one that's responsible for all of these things. And in order for him to help me, I have to tell him what needs to be done instead of these things just being done. And I'm just like naming off just thing after thing after thing.
Yeah. And I'm currently finishing up patrol canine school. So early mornings, getting up at 4:30 in the morning, getting a workout in before work because it doesn't happen after work now. And then just patrol canine stuff, stress, scenarios, dealing with dogs, being a decoy. It's exhausting. Mm-hmm. So then Tuesday I get home and I'm like, oh, I forget what happened exactly, how we got in this conversation, but I just remember, being upstairs with you and you're just everything.
Yeah. And so I'm telling him all this stuff that's going on. And he's like, you don't have to care about that stuff. The fuck kind of male privilege is that? Like, what do you mean I don't have to care about it? And I was just like, that's not how we're wired. And when I say wired, I mean socialized and conditioned to take on the role and responsibility of all of these things. It is a lot for women to take on. So like maybe you can kind of speak to the lack of support from the spouse. Like,
so I had two options, I think, to make right there. Like in my head was one, either feel attacked that I'm not doing anything around the house and that's why you're upset, or 2, be supportive, #team, right? And I think I do the #team stuff a lot as a reminder of you don't have to do all this stuff alone. Like you don't have to carry all the boats yourself, you know? So yeah, I took it as that and said, oh, well, this stuff is important to you. This stuff, even though I don't agree, right?
Oh my God. Do you remember when you told me you didn't care about my, what was it? Was it the Ziploc bags that I bought?
I thought it was the sheets. Something to do with the sheets?
I bought something new the other day. I bought something new the other day and I was trying to show it to him and he's like, it's just that I just don't care about that stuff. And I was like,
no, I think I said, yeah, I just don't care. And I went to finish the sentence and I just saw your face and I was like, you got to say something else because you can't say you just don't care because you do care. And like, oh, it was so rude.
I was like, how fucking dare you? How dare you?
I was like,
you don't think that I sit and listen to things that matter to you that I don't care about? What? Anyways, continue. I'm sorry. So you were like, I'm going to be a team. Like this stuff matters to me.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And then.
So, but here's the thing is like how what's the best way to elicit help from your spouse who's not being supportive, who's not taking initiative? Because that's one thing you do have a lot of drive and you are very motivated, but like you don't have the same, like when we were dating, I was like, have you ever washed your shower, bro? He's like, yeah, when you're in it. What? This needs to be on a rotation.
Yeah, but some things just, I mean.
But I'm just saying, like.
For dudes, like.
Dusting. Is that something that you care about?
No.
No. But like.
Until like I see it dripping off the fan and I'm like.
There's dust bunnies every time it turns
that's
on.
Gross. I gotta clean that real quick. But my blinds at my old house,
I did them.
I know.
I did them. So it's like, you filthy animal.
I get home from work.
Can't.
I wake up, go to the gym, come back, get ready for work. Oh, cool. We'll go to work.
Okay.
We'll do it later.
So these are things that are just like not in your,
Mind
they're
space.
not in orbit.
It's like
right?
making your bed.
Oh my God. Right. Like
I don't ever think about it.
He's in this, like, he is doing this like extra canine school thing. So he's waking up in like much later than I am. And instead of being gone before I wake up. And first thing I do when I wake up is I make the bed.
Oh, the last 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Make the bed because then you're just like, oh my God, I have so much pride in this. It looks so good. It looks like a college dorm room when he leaves it. Like he doesn't care. And I'm just like, oh, what if someone comes over?
Well, why would they come in our room?
It doesn't matter. That's what's in my brain.
No one's going to go in our room besides us.
It doesn't matter.
And maybe the kids that go like steal things.
How does the woman, what's the best way in your opinion for a woman to be like, hey?
I mean, communication is going to be the biggest thing, obviously. And it's like non-ego communication. I guess I get frustrated sometimes when I have things that I've already planned out in my head that I need it cool. When I get home, I have to do X, Y, and Z, right?
I just changed the fan on my truck.
Yeah. I gotta change the solenoid so my air conditioning stops, going off intermittently. But I think talking about our to-do lists or our chores or things that we are passionate about to get done around the house, versus like demanding, I think that's huge. Because I'll have a plan in my head of what I need to do. And then I get home, whatever kind of day you've had, whether it's, say if you had a stressful day and you have a bunch of things going on and we haven't talked about who's making dinner or what's for dinner, or there's still laundry on the floor or whatever. I'm focused on, I got to take care of this and this because this is important to me right now. You're like, I got to take care of this and this because this is important, but this just blew up and I want help from you. But I don't know that until you're frustrated with it. So I think,
And I don't know that you have a plan.
yeah, I haven't talked to anybody about my plan, but I'm just like, oh, I gotta get this stuff done. That's what I'm focused on. So I think I love the whiteboard idea that you
I was
have.
going to say, I was like, the whiteboard is really like our little hub.
You're on top of it with like the assignments and like what's important and what you're passionate about getting done in the house. And I don't mind a little daddy do list of here.
But maybe that's where you put your things. Instead of me writing down what I want you to do and you feeling that same way of like, oh, she wants me to do this stuff when I have this internal list, put your list there so I can see like, oh shit, he has like 7 things that he's trying to accomplish this week.
Yeah.
Maybe I can like put trimming the front lawn to next week or something like that. So maybe that's... Yeah, so we have this whiteboard and we pass it. It's on the way to the garage. So everyone passes it and it's all of like the important things that are happening in the month. But then everyone in the family, we all have our names and then we have our chores that are underneath it. And, you know, the kids obviously need that because for some reason they're like, what are my chores? You're 17. The same chores that you've been doing your entire life. Why do I have to tell you? So anyways, that stuff is up there. But then, you know, like if there are things that I need to take care of that week, I'll put them there. Yeah. And then same thing, if I need him to take care of something, some man shit, it's going on his agenda.
Trim bushes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So to answer that question, communication, just be open about it. I like the whiteboard idea. Write everything down that collectively needs to be maintained and done, and it's all good.
Here's where my brain goes. And it's also your responsibility to do this whiteboard. But then I think about your handwriting on that whiteboard and I don't want it. I decorate it. It's all cute. And then he comes in there with like his all capitals and like his...
My finesse.
If it's someone's birthday, they get a little cupcake. Okay.
My finesse.
Oof. All right. Let's go on to some of these Google questions. We kind of just talked about this a little bit. So this first section is about that communication breakdown. Because here's what I'm wondering is, like, there's this idea that law enforcement divorce rates are higher than the national average. And I don't think that that's true. I'm going to look that up. But like, what's your exposure to law enforcement divorce rates?
I mean, I've been divorced twice, right? But once while I was a cop, once before I was a cop.
This says that they're not far off from the national average. So maybe a little bit of that is myth.
Well, I wonder too if also it's just the time that we live in now where it's so easy to go get a divorce and so common versus 30, 40 years ago when it was almost frowned upon or people were more like, I'll just stick it out and be in this loveless, horrible marriage with no communication.
Is it really common with your peers?
I mean, fairly common. I would say 50% of the people that I know, maybe less.
Yeah, so that's right about the national average.
Yeah.
Well, I think that it's important to talk about like how there's so many different contributors to that. These are things that people are Googling. Why does my spouse say I don't communicate? How to talk to my partner after a bad shift? And why do I shut down emotionally? Those are some... Okay, so like, when do you shut down? Like, why do you shut down? What's going through your brain when you get home and you're just like...
I think when I'm just like overly tired. Or if the shift ends on some sort of critical incident and the drive home, I've thought about that same thing over and over and over and over again. By the time I get home, I'm still in that mode of like thinking about it. I haven't decompressed. I haven't like let it go. Or if I still have paperwork or something like a task that I have to finish up leading into the next day. Oh, because like you couldn't finish it or something? Yeah. So it's like...
So it's not like closed and locked away. It's like open.
It's like, okay, I am still thinking like, okay, I have to process, I have to do this tomorrow. I'm still thinking about this. I don't want to lose these details of, a case or an arrest or something like that. And once you get home and trying to mix in home, relationship, interactions or anything like that, it just feels like you're overstimulated.
What's the worst thing that I could do? Like, is there something that I do that makes that worse for you?
I think if I'm in that mode, if you like dumped a whole lot of like stress or trauma or something like that onto me, I shouldn't say trauma.
I'm like, when am I dumping trauma?
Or like kind of like Tuesday night where you unloaded like all your stress about what needed to be done. If I'm in an area where I'm stressing out about something else or my mind's still racing about something else and all that gets dumped on me too. So now I have to think about how I can fix this or solve this problem too.
What were you thinking about when I was doing that? Because, I mean, we had already kind of had like a thing where you were feeling a little bit uneasy, like you were feeling uneasy emotionally. And then I was like, blah, here's all my stuff I've been holding on to. Oh my God. Like, what did you think in your mind when you're like, okay, let's do team instead of being attacked? Like, what did you walk away from that conversation thinking? No, remember me and Ava came and we were like, whose hoodie is this? And you're like, no.
Yeah. Well, I was upset about something else. Like,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you didn't have the emotional capacity for me just unloading all of the stuff that I had been holding on to all day. And then you chose us. Was there like anything that was happening internally, or did you just kind of like end it right there and like you moved forward? You were fine.
Well, I mean, I think about to when we first started dating, and like I've always replay in my head how I respond to you and how I am with you. I think about you telling me, please be gentle. Mm-hmm. So I always repeat that and try and be gentle, and because I love you.
You do a good job at that.
And I don't want to hurt your feelings.
You do.
Tell you that I don't care and have to see your sad face and I'm like, I'm sorry. But yeah, I just try to be gentle about it, and if I need to be quiet and just say, give me a minute.
I was going to say, so what helps? Like, what makes that better? What can I do?
I think just give me space to process things, or remind me that I can, hey, if your brain's going, why don't you write this down? Or take 5 minutes, dwell on it for 5 to 10 more minutes, and then let it go, and you'll handle it tomorrow.
Okay, this is a good one. Why am I different after becoming a cop? Do you feel different? Yeah. Like, do you feel like you've changed a lot since being a cop?
I would say so, yeah. I'm in my, 13th year now? And you go through phases.
Yep.
Like the brand new officer who's just like, what do I do? Oh my gosh, it's exciting. What do I do? Depending on like their past experiences or past jobs.
Where's like the fine line of things don't affect you anymore? Is that something that you're trying to like be cautious about not crossing over into? Or is that not something that you think about?
I don't know. Maybe I think it's circumstantial, depending on like, I think a lot of small problems, I'm just like, why is this a big deal?
I had a conversation with a guy in Tennessee, and he was saying that he goes, you made some post about the goal isn't to become a sociopath. It's okay to have feelings.
Yeah.
And he goes, that hit me so hard because when my kids tell me something about like a good grade that they got or something like that, my wife will have to be like, dude, like tell them congratulations or like make a big deal out of it. And I just don't do that anymore. Mm-hmm. Like that excitement over like small things for him.
Yeah, I think it more in like the opposite, like where a small issue might be a big issue to somebody else. And I just got done doing something critical. Like, why is this a big deal? Why are you crying about this? Why are you fighting about this? This isn't a big deal. We just chased this person and got in a huge fight and whatever else. Like,
I feel like that's natural though. Like I can't imagine any human could go from such an elevated like nervous system response or, something critical to something small and comparing it. I think that that's just like a new, like a human thing. I'm curious how like you're less emotional like in your personal life? Do you think that you are tougher? Like, I think you're more resilient. I mean, I definitely think that like how you've changed a lot in our relationship for sure. I think that over the last 7 years, you've really gotten more comfortable with leading and just like stepping up.
I think it has to do with getting older and maturing too, and growing myself. I mean, I've definitely become more sensitive, I think, since you've known me.
Plot twist.
Plot twist. I'm a crier on occasion.
On occasion. Throw on like a dog movie.
Oh gosh. Was it Dog's Journey or Purpose?
This next question.
That was rough.
My job is ruining my relationship. What are the times that your job comes before a relationship?
When financial stress is like at an all-time high. I feel like I have to.
Oh, like your overtime?
Yeah. I feel like, okay, we got to get out of this hole, or we have to get comfortable, or I have to work. Like, money's not coming in. Money can come in if I work. Sorry, we're not going to spend time together. I have to go to work.
Hashtag being in a relationship with an entrepreneur.
November, December, I'm working as much overtime as possible.
Yeah, facts,
we have to buy what for Christmas?
That's real as fuck.
You've made 1,700 hints about getting engaged. I have to work every day this weekend.
That's fair. That's fair. And he pulled through, y'all. If you can, I'll try to zoom in on this bad boy so you can see it, but it is, oof. She pretty. She pretty.
And then it's funny, just to kind of segue or like off top, or I guess on topic with the ring, like after I bought it and you made so many other hints, like, oh, you're going to propose, you're going to give me a ring, all this stuff. I had to keep such a straight face and just like not give shade back. And I'm like, whatever.
Lively. Do you think it's difficult for other cops to tell when they're putting their job in front of their relationship? Do you hear that with some of your peers? You're so passionate about police work and the work that you're doing. Like in the last year that you've lived here in Arizona, like K9 has been the goal. Like you've been working towards this thing and now you have it. And now it's like all things dog.
Yeah.
Like Benny, the canine, has taken up a big chunk of, you know, your world.
Yeah.
Do you see like other peers do that same thing without realizing like that balance has to be taking place?
Man, that's a good question. I mean, I do, hear stories about other couples where they're just working a ton of overtime, a ton of, I gotta take this shift, I gotta take this shift, I gotta take this shift. Or I gotta find a babysitter because I'm working and she's working, or he's working and I'm doing this overtime. And
here's where I feel like sometimes I'm competing with your job. Your group texts.
Oh yeah.
The group chat is a bit much sometimes, where it's just like this constant chatter. Like your phone is constantly going off. You're constantly picking it up and like giggling because some fucking meme or blah, blah, blah. Which it's like, I love that part of the job exists because it does create a lot of camaraderie. I know that that's a big part of how you guys bond.
Yeah.
But like, it's with any distraction, like how much more time does it take you to get back present? Or like, where does your attention go when your ringer goes off? Or like all of your I-95 fucking interstate, you know,
group chats.
Someone in fucking Utah is like letting the chat know that someone, this car in this description, like that feels annoying sometimes for sure. Cause it's just like it doesn't seem like there are like solid boundaries around that. It's just more like versus work. You're going to work and you're there for a certain amount of time. It's like you're never not doing something related to work. And that feels like
No, I can totally see that. And I think creating healthy boundaries around that of when to shut it off and when to not pay attention to it. I know that's something that I have to work on because I'm so infatuated and so involved with that realm. And that's like something that I'm passionate about. Like I have to sometimes, guess what? I'm not thinking about this. I'll put the phone down. Right? But I think that's with any profession, right? Not just police work. Think about.
I think it's totally different. Your guys'
with influencers, right?
Sure.
Or your social media presence, like being involved in comments.
I do. I think that like me, like always checking my analytics. I do think that there is that for sure. I think that, but like I'm not.
Sisu was a great movie. Sisu 2 was a great movie. And I'm like, what are you checking your comments for? Let's watch this crazy, crazy guy from Finland just killing 300 people. It's fun.
I didn't really want
she
to
said, no.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about connection. Let's leave things on a good note. What are some of the ways that we've been connecting recently that you like?
Recently, well, I mean, the biggest thing recently was our proposal.
We got engaged.
Yeah. I guess my proposal, our engagement.
Yeah. Like it's our money.
Yeah. Our debt, our money. That's right. I love our scheduled family nights. That's huge.
Family nights are really fun.
Family dinners. And I thought about this a couple of days ago, and I keep forgetting about it because the last 2 nights have been stressful. But we don't have any date nights on the calendar.
I literally was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
That's why I was guilt tripping you about Sunday. I was like, we don't have any dates on the calendar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I thought about that a couple of days ago, and I was in this canine training the last 2 nights that's been incredibly stressful. But
I feel like we're in a kind of an interesting season.
Yeah, with training, with traveling, with
kids. We've got teenagers and oof.
My God. Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like this last month's been just
This has
nonstop.
been a really, yeah. I feel like we haven't really had a lot of friends coming into town. Like we haven't really had, we did have a family night when we went go-kart racing, and that was really fun.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Big Sarge coming in.
Mm-hmm. I do think that
Montana, friends.
I know.
Kids.
Literally the last
me traveling
month and a half have been like nonstop. So and like your schedule is about to change to swing shifts. I think that's really difficult. I'm not a huge fan. I think that swing shift for families is literally the worst.
Garbage.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing that has made me feel connected to you is not like super romantic.
I'm excited for this.
Well, no, so I was just thinking, I really like that you're stepping up and like you're taking care of chores. Like that really is like, I heard this thing on this one podcast called Chore Play. If you're doing chores, like if life is chaotic, like last night when you were, hey, what do you want me to do with this chicken? Oh my God, it's the wrong chicken. And then you ordered groceries. Like that stuff right there helps me feel very connected to you because I feel like we are in this together.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are a team, but also it's like you adjusting my attitude.
When I adjusted your attitude. Oh. That's right. If someone's cranky, take them upstairs.
Yes. 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 I feel like that has been so nice because in my mind, I'm thinking of all the things that I have to get done. I'm thinking of like this and that and whatever. And like sex tends to be like at the low end of that totem pole. But it's something that like, it does feel really good to connect with you that way. Like I do love when we're together and you taking the initiative to always just be like managing that and making sure that like it's happening multiple times a week or whatever that looks like. I feel like that has been really nice to just be able to count on, is that like we're always going to come back to each other physically because our schedules have just been so crazy. And like it is so easy for us right now to just be like coordinating and like organizing our life and planning this thing and moving. And then like, oh my God, this kid needs us over here. No, now this kid does. We have 4 children between the 2 of us. So it's like whose attention is where, and then, you know, work is changing and my work is changing and there's so many parts, and to know that like
when you're strutting around in that little house dress,
get yourself a house dress.
If your lady's strutting around in a little house dress, she knows what she's doing.
That is,
she's like,
sometimes
I don't feel like it tonight.
Sometimes. Well, it's because I don't want to initiate it because I'm tired. I'm thinking of like all of that is me initiating.
I know what I'm saying. The house dress is initiating no matter what you say. Unless it's 2:30 in the morning and the dogs just woke you up and I crashed into the wall and the neighbor's dog started going off.
I was so mad at him the other night just for existing. Again, my period.
Yeah.
It's on deck. Okay. So things are...
I didn't get out of class till 2:00 in the morning. And I always text her when I'm on my way home because there was one instance where I didn't text and she woke up, I wasn't there, freaked out because there was nothing on your phone.
Don't text me anymore.
Yeah. So,
unless I tell you to text me. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's, let's talk about what having a good relationship means to your career as a cop.
What a good relationship.
Like maybe compare it to some of your bad relationships because obviously I'm the best. Duh.
You are the best.
But like that post that I did of ours where I was saying like these are the ways that I take care of my police officer because you're so good with communication and how you talk to me and you are so tender with me and you are so gentle with me. So like I am more willing to take care of you and like love on you and be nurturing and stuff like that. And people are like, oh my gosh, like having a relationship at home to come home to.
But you're also, I don't want to say hard on me in sometimes, or when I'm feeling less motivated, you're not afraid to be like, excuse me, sir, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Or are you?
I'm not the one.
Are you way down here? Let's come on. Mama needs help.
Yeah.
You know? So that's a good reminder of like, okay, I need to get out of my funk. Oh, look at that. I've been on my phone scrolling for 4 hours because my brain's so tapped out from doing,
group texts.
No, just from reliving the same 2 calls for 2 days to 3 days straight.
That's fair.
It's like, I don't want to think, I just want this cheap dopamine versus why don't you go outside in the sun and go strut around in the street shirtless in front of all the neighbors? Like, okay, I guess that sounds good.
Up. Yeah, I made you do foam rolling the other day when you were all...
Yeah, I was happy about it.
I know.
But it made me feel better and I did it. So, I mean, I think that's good, a good balance with that. And then also just letting us dump sometimes, letting me dump sometimes. That reminder that everything's gonna be okay.
Yes. What would you tell partners of cops that feel disconnected right now?
Like, what's the dating look like? What's your schedule look like? What do you guys like to do? Like, why did you become a couple in the first place? How do we respark that?
I would say like some genuine hugging is in order. Some like genuine eye contact of just remembering, kind of like how we started the episode, of just remembering that you're a team and learning to be really present. Because if you're feeling disconnected, the only way out of that disconnection is to connect and slow things down. And it might be, and that's really tough because when you are disconnected, like that's the result. That's the outcome of lots of missed opportunities or not prioritizing your relationship. That's the result of that. It doesn't just happen, just like a good relationship doesn't happen. You have to like actively work to date your partner. You have to actively put them first.
Have quarterly marriage retreats.
Uh-huh. You know? Totally. Totally. But I think, if you're disconnected, maybe, thinking about our quarterly marriage retreats, that's a time that we take to talk about the things that are important to us.
Yeah.
We talk about the things that have shifted for us in the last 3 months and like what we want out of the relationship, or like what old traumas have like come to surface, or what's something that you've been meaning to tell me lately that you haven't, or what's something that's been bothering you about me, or whatever. And I think that's the stuff that adds to that disconnection, is having criticisms or resentments or things like that you're holding on to that maybe you just don't have the time to talk about, or you don't have the courage to talk about, or your partner isn't creating a safe space for you to do that.
Got to plan them dates.
But in the date, it's like talking about like what do we want to do for this next 6 months? Like, how do we see ourselves engaging with you? Engaged. I'm engaged. I really like that about our relationship. I've never had that before.
Me either. It's been super fun.
All right, friends. Well, we covered a lot. We covered a lot. And like I said, we are not professionals, but
no, I'm not anywhere near.
You've heard me talk about it on the internet, and this is also interesting. Okay, so he's if you follow along with TacMobility, you know that I have a lot of spicy opinions. I have some shit to say. And so I'm always just like running my mouth. Like, you guys get the filtered version. He does not. And what are your opinions about like some of the bullshit male cop commentary on my posts that have to do with women? Like,
oh God. They're trolls. I don't know. Like, but I think it's ridiculous.
When have you, do you think that there's been times in your career where you've heard just like bullshit being said about women?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And not said anything?
I think in my earlier career, and even with the place that I work now, like being new and someone says something about a female because of they're just a female, has nothing to do with their work performance. And it's like, what was that about? You don't want to say something to have, put a target on your back.
Yeah.
But now that I'm not worried about losing my job, or I already have a reputation. Sure. Yeah. No, I don't care.
I don't want to have a reputation for sticking up for women.
I guess I came out bad. I don't know. Just being the new guy and creating waves.
I don't mean that in like a judgy way, because I don't think that that's like the motivation that you're thinking about it. But like, that is what's happening. Like, I don't want anybody to see me as like sticking up for this girl. And like that, I think is, I think there's so many women that are in your field that would feel so supported the more that men that are cool with them, or that just aren't cool with dudes bashing chicks.
Yeah.
I think that would create so much psychological safety for women in the law enforcement workplace, is to know that like when they're not in the room and boys are being dirtbags, that like someone's protecting their name. Now, like some chicks suck. So like they're not going to get that.
And there's a lot of dudes that suck too.
But there's a lot of dudes that suck. Right. Okay, so anyways.
And we talk shit on them too.
Thank you so much for joining me for the first episode in the new studio. It's very exciting.
It is. It's fun. It's fun. We gotta do more.
Yeah, I love connecting with you.
Yeah, me too.
This is like our little date. Kids are at home.
We got bagels and coffee.
You got me a coffee without a straw. We had a little. It worked out. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay. Thanks for listening, guys.